Government taking a comprehensive approach in the fight against crime. Today, the country's national security boss unveiled a new crime-fighting plan, which involves partnership between the armed forces. Janae Noel Ferguson tells us that authorities are concentrating on dismantling the growing gang community.
A series of crime-fighting measures rolled out by Minister of National Security Dr. Bernard Nottage in Parliament Wednesday. He acknowledged that the growing murder count is one that residents use to gauge crime in the country. The National Security Minister attributed the high murder and other serious crime figures to the proliferation of gangs involved in a gun, drug, and turf war.
Evidence is real. These criminal enterprises are impacting our communities. Even the prison, and in some of our schools. But we are not going to allow a small group of thugs, Mr. Speaker, who have demonstrated that they are not interested in changing their lives. We are not going to allow them to ruin our nation's future.
Dr. Nottage said many of these serious crimes can be linked to gang affiliation stemming from those incarcerated at the Bahamas Department of Corrections.
Young black men from our communities. All of these, I'm showing you now, are members of the Monster Nation. Here we have the leader of the Kemp Road Order. Here we have the leader of the one order, Tiger Nation. The others were the Monster Nation. This is the Tiger Nation. I'm telling you, we have an issue with which we have to which we have to deal.
Now, Minister Nottage confirmed that the Royal Bahamas Defense Force will once again assist the Royal Bahamas Police Force with crime-fighting efforts in the street and throughout communities. The initiative will also include increased patrol, surveillance in hotspot communities, expanded urban renewal programs, aggressive targeting of prolific offenders, and improvements to the electronic monitoring system.
Such restrictions may include geographical restrictions. They may include curfews as to when you can be out in public, Mr. Speaker, in order to get a better control and better surveillance of such persons.
Dr. Nottage also fired back to criticism levied by opposition on the government's stance on crime.
This is nothing for us to skylark with, Mr. Speaker. This is something for us to be serious about. And to those who are inviting me to adopt their crime plan, let me see it. Don't just talk about a crime plan. Just see a crime plan. And I mean a plan. And I don't want to read in these plans what the government is already doing, what the police force are already doing, what the defense force is already doing. Don't tell me about Marco's Law, which is the law that I brought here.
And while the public may be inconvenienced by some of the crime-fighting strategies, Nottage admitted that cooperation at all levels is required to win the war on crime. Janae Noel Ferguson, ZNS Network News.